Marshals ready. Drivers ready. Live in 5.
Hey guys, welcome back to Live in 5 RC, and welcome back to our mini-series, Getting into RC Racing. In episode 1, we talked about how to find local tracks, local races, and local series, and the possibility of finding larger regional and national races. In this episode, I wanted to talk about the different scales, the different types of cars that are typically raced or found in racing. We will discuss 10 scale and 8 scale mainly, but you may also see 5th scale racing in your area. Let's start with 10 scale. Typically in 10 scale you will find 2-wheel drive buggy, 4-wheel drive buggy, mini Chuggy, stadium truck, and short course truck, or SCT for short. Typically in off-road 10 scale, they're electric powered vehicles and they're powered by a 2S LiPo, either a shorty, saddle, or stick pack. Let's walk through some of the 10 scale off-road racing cars. First off, we'll start with the 2-wheel drive buggy. This buggy typically has two classes, stock, which is a 17.5 turn motor, or modified, or mod for short. And modified has no motor turn limits. This shown here is a 2-wheel drive mod buggy. It is a rear-wheel drive vehicle and is very simplistic in its design. The 4-wheel drive buggy, just like the 2-wheel drive buggy, has a stock and modified class offering. The stock class, which runs a 13.5 turn motor, and modified, again, which has no motor turn limits. This shown here is a 4-wheel drive mod buggy. As you can see, it is all-wheel drive, which means all 4 wheels power forward motion. It will have a front, center, and rear differential, and the main purpose of the 4-wheel drive is to put as much power down as possible onto the track. Mini Chuggy. Unfortunately, I don't own a Mini Chuggy, and I don't know too many people that do. They're not very popular in our area. It's similar to a 4-wheel drive buggy, it just has larger, wider tires, and a different body style. I'll go ahead and show you a stock photo of a Mini Chuggy. Typically, these are only run as a modified class. Stadium truck is almost like a 2-wheel drive buggy, but again with larger, wider tires and a different body style. They do offer a stock class or a modified class. Some stock classes are a 13.5 and some are a 21.5. It will all depend on your local area and what your track runs, but again, the modified will have no motor turn limit. Short course truck, or SCT for short, is where a lot of people start. As seen here with these short course trucks, a lot can be done with them. The reason I say most people start with this class is because a lot of times the novice or sportsman class will be SCT only or predominantly these trucks. It is offered both in 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive, and there's quite a few classes that surround them. As you can see here, the 2-wheel drive short course truck is pretty similar to a 2-wheel drive buggy. It's just a little bit longer, a little bit taller, has larger tires, and of course the truck body. Same thing with the 4-wheel drive. It's similar to a 4-wheel drive buggy, but again, much longer. It also has a higher suspension, and of course, the truck body. Some of the SCT classes are mod 4-wheel drive short course truck, which is probably the most popular. They run a 4300 kV motor. But there's also lots of stock classes. There's a stock spec class, a slash spec class, and of course lots of other motor limited classes. 10 scale can be found almost anywhere in the world. It doesn't take much space to have a 10 scale track, and the track can be almost any medium. Typically 10 scale tracks are AstroTurf, carpet, clay, or dirt. You'll just have to go to your local track to see what type of medium that they have, what classes are run there, and which is the most popular. Now that we've talked about the 10 scale vehicles, let's move on to the 8 scale cars. 8 scale offers 4 main classes: E-Buggy or electric buggy, Nitro Buggy, E-Chuggy or electric Chuggy, and Nitro Chuggy. Let's first take a look at the buggies. First off, here is the E-Buggy or electric buggy. It is powered by a 4S LiPo brick pack or two 2S shorty packs. These typically only have one motor size, which is the 1900 kV, but there are others that some people run. Just the most common is definitely the 1900. They are almost all four-wheel drive cars, so they'll have a front, center, and rear differential. As well as you can see, they have a little bit larger tire than the 10th scale vehicles. Second, here is a Nitro Buggy. It is powered by a 0.21 nitro-fueled engine. They are almost all, again, four-wheel drive. And, as you can see here, it has a large fuel tank and an engine inside of it. Let's move on to the Chuggies. First is the E-Chuggy or electric Chuggy. It is also powered by a 4S LiPo brick pack or the two 2S shorties. Most of the time these are also powered by a 1900 kV motor, but I've also seen them being powered by a little bit of a larger motor. Just the most common is definitely the 1900. A Chuggy is also a four-wheel drive vehicle just like the buggies, but again this one has even larger tires as well as a different body style. And finally we have the Nitro Chuggy. These are also powered by a 0.21 nitro-fueled engine. They are also four-wheel drive. And just like the buggy, you can see it has a fuel tank and an engine. Let's take a quick look at those tire sizes. As you can see with the 8th scale vehicles, the Chuggy is definitely the largest of them all. Then there's the 8th scale buggy tire. Then there's the stadium truck tire, the short course truck tire, and the 10 scale buggy tires. Just please note that when you do buy 10 scale buggy tires, the 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive buggies do have different front tires. The rears may be the same, but the fronts are definitely different. As talked about earlier in this video, there are 3 different types of batteries used in the 10 scale and 8 scale cars. From left to right is the 4S brick pack, the 2S stick pack, and the 2S shorty pack. The 2S's will be used in the 10 scale cars, while the 4S will be used in the 8 scale cars. So as you can see, RC Racing offers a variety of scales, a variety of classes, and just about anyone can get into RC Racing. I want to thank you for watching this video and our series on getting into RC Racing. In our next episode, we will head to the track to watch some racing, ask some questions, get some guidelines on what classes and scales are run at your local track, and where to start. We would need to also ask what's the most popular class ran at your local track, just so you can get some guidelines on where to start. We are also planning a more in-depth video series on electric cars and nitro cars, as well as a prep and supplies needed for each. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to check out our next video in the series.